Hi, and welcome back to Pixie's Projects. Today I'm doing my end of the month completed pages video for February, and I'm just going to go ahead and get started. I completed a good bit of pages this month, and I also left out my plans from my plans for February, so I could go over them and see what I missed. I'm going to start with my works in progress that I haven't finished. Right now, I have this from the Tarot Journal. I'm using like every metallic medium I've ever owned. I just haven't finished it. And yes, I'm filming this on the 28th, but I'm not going to have time to finish it today. So I'm just going to go ahead and show that. And then this is Around the World by George Toufexis, and I always like to have a color by number going. And this is the one I'm doing right now. And it's not done, but that's okay. Then I'm going to go into my color by number books, of which there are not many. But I use these for my anxiety days that are very bad. It still gives me a chance to color. So, oh, that was a noise. I have the fish here. And this is from Amazing Animals by Color Quest. And I did this with pen and gear markers. So there he is. And then I got the Kawaii Beginner Puzzle Color by Number Clever book series. And I did a good bit in here because this was a step above a simple color by number. It's got, over here, there's the y-axis and the x-axis, and it gives you the letters and the numbers. And then you've got to kind of match them together to get to what color the thing is. So I did this with gel pens, fine liners, and I used an alcohol marker on the background. I did these cactus, and I did that same way with a Sharpie in the background and just gel pens. And I also did these high heels, and the same thing as a Sharpie in the background, and then just gel pens on the rest. And I believe, yeah, that's the only three in there. And I do like to save my favorites for last because I'm like that. So I have this bendon Mandalas to color book. I'm going to show you. This is super tiny. I forgot I had it. I found it and I want to finish it. So I'm going to try and do a couple of these every month. I made myself a little chart so I know what's left. But I did this one with Sharpie Ultra Fines. I don't think it's really visible, but there you go. It kind of looks like Halloween to me. That was not the intent. It just was to color. And then I did this one all with metallic gel pens. So I think you can see that. And then we've got one more mandala in the Star Wars 100 Images to Inspire. This is the coloring book we bought when we thought David was going to color with me. And then we realized that he didn't like it, which is okay. You know, not everybody's into coloring, but it was worth a shot. I kind of want to show you what he colored because it's not bad. But we came to my page first. So I did this Rebel Symbol mandala with black widows. And I used a black gel pen for the center and for the little ships around the inside circle. So you can see that. And yeah, here's one David had done of a droid. So there you go. Alright, on to my next book. This is kind of like a memory test because I forgot to open up my pages so I could see. But this is a page. Oh, I do have it written in. Thank goodness. I'm trying to write down what I use as I use it so I can share that information. But I'm really bad at remembering sometimes. So this is the Jane Austen She Said It Best book. And this is a page inspired by Emma. It says, "One cannot have too large a party." And I did that all with Crayola Super Tips. These pages I have a lot of trouble with because you can't, you know, I could use pencils on it, but there's just not a lot of room for anything because everything's so tiny. And I thought there are two. There's the other one. This one says, "I do not think it worthwhile to wait for enjoyment until there is some real opportunity for it." And this is a personal correspondence that she had written. And this is done with stickles. What else? Colored alcohol markers, Faber-Castell Classics, Caran d'Ache wax pencils, and yeah, this is also a buddy color with Johanna from Jojo Sahana. And I will link them in. Anybody I've done a buddy color with, if they have a YouTube, I'll link them in the description. This was a very small picture that David asked me to color. And I put it back. It's the book's already falling apart. It's one of those top load ones. But I put it in there so that it would flatten out because I used a lot of water product. And this is, I think he said, a World War II, some sort of plane. I can't remember. I'm not good at that kind of stuff. But this is Cali Art markers, gel crayons, and Sakura Jelly Roll. And this is from Kaleidoscope Coloring, Hinkler Books, Dinosaurs, Dragons, and Robots. Then I did a couple PDFs. I did, for my Valentine's Silent Color Along, I had done this. This was with the Indra pastel pencils. I did this key, which was part of my fun size coloring. It's by Hannah Carlzon. Oh my goodness. And then this little bear here, which there's a video coming up for this soon. And I did this for the random color generator hashtag created by Art Journey UK and was tagged by Johanna from Jojo Sahana. And I did this, and that video is up and you can see that anytime you want. I'll try to link it in the top of this video. Okay, now we're getting into more detailed items. Still not very, but detailed. I did this in 50 Winter Miniatures by Kamilya Angelkova. This is what I get for 3 a.m. videos. I can't speak. This was done with Cali Art markers, polychromos, Sharpies, glossy accents, and stickles. And this was with Sarah from Chronic Coloring Down Under. So there's that. I see what you can see. I've got the stickles in the snow. The windows and the bird's eye have the glossy accents. And it's just the markers with some pencil shading. And I drew a border around it because I didn't like how open it was. Then for one of my Coloropoly, also by Sarah from Chronic Coloring Down Under, was a Jade Summer page. So I had done this. This is already up on my Instagram. It's a gel crayon, Faber-Castell Gold Faber, stickles, jelly roll, glossy accents, and pearl accents. I did the whole thing with the gel crayons, and then I shaded with the gold Fabers and added all the other things. The stickles are in the bubbles, the jelly rolls for around the bubbles, and the pearl accents are the pearls, and the little dots on her top. So that's that one. I really enjoyed doing that. That's also on Instagram already. And then I did Nice Little Town 11. This was also, well, it was a part of my Coloropoly with Sarah from Chronic Coloring Down Under. I had travel. And so I have this mouse. He's on vacation. He's relaxing at a resort. He did, however, get more than slightly sunburned, if you can see it. And it was also a buddy color with my friend Marcy. And for this, I used Sharpie for the border, Cali Art markers, Color It markers, Faber-Castell Black. I used paint pens, jelly roll, and glossy accents. So you can see this one. Okay, and this is the last of the ones I was not, that weren't my favorites. The last couple are my favorites. I did this with Danny from Calligralicious. I wish I could show you what this picture looked like before I got to it. It was very convoluted and hard for me. Maybe for somebody else it would be a lot easier. So it's dark blue, but I blacked out most of the background stuff. I could not figure this one out for anything. So I left some trees and some leaves and some crystals, one flower, and 2 lemurs. It doesn't look really bad until you just start looking at it a lot. Then it's very disjointed. But I used navy blue acrylic paint, Color It, alcohol markers, and Faber-Castell Classics. And again, that was a buddy color with Caligralicious. A castle from Enchanted Castle. And I used Pen and Gear permanent markers, Spear Farben pencils, gel pens from Jot, the Dollar Tree, Creatology gel pens, Kurosaki Gansai Tambi paint, white jelly roll, and Recollections bling. And I'll try and pull this up so you can see a lot of what was going on. I tried to create like a moonlit glow on the castle and on the water. I did the whole frame in gold paint. And I don't know if you can see these or not, this is the bling from Recollections that you see sparkling in the little circles. But yeah, I was happy with how this turned out. And I never leave these things in. I tend to try and cover them up. But I left in this little necklace. Can we see that? Yeah. And I left in this shield because I thought the fairies who live in the tulips were getting ready to wage war on the castle. I'm not sure what I was thinking. But I did that. And we also did this one together. And this one I used Cali art markers for the base. I used Jane Davenport watercolors on here. They're coming in on the sides and around the outside. The base was just for the hourglass and the other stone things. I used the Marco Manga pastels to highlight and shade my images. I used Caran d'Ache Swiss color as well, the pencils, and I used Cretacolor pencils too. I have a case that has like sets of 12 or 18 pencils in it, and all of those are in there, so I just used them no matter what they were. And I used Winsor & Newton white ink all over the hourglass and the bubbles and in the centers of the flowers. And I used the Dollar Tree silver glitter gel pen. I'm having so many trouble with words. So, just to give a little shine. And I'm happy with this one. And again, I ignored the background images or drew over them with a pencil as best I could. Or pen as best I could. Alright, then we're going to get to A Million Magical Creatures. And this is a buddy color I did with my friend Helen. I'm hoping it looks better than it did in the pictures. I could not get a decent picture of this. It just kept coming out too light. But for this, I used the Castle Art pastel tint pencils, Jane Davenport color sticks for this partial background, a secure jelly roll for the mushroom parts, and Jane Davenport paint over pens for the dots I have all over it. And then we're getting to my favorites, of which there's quite a few. This, I think it's in a haul video already. If it's not, I'll have to check and make sure. But I recently purchased this. I've wanted this book ever since 2016, and I never got it because the pages are very wallpapery, and when they're not, they're very busy. Like, not Zen doodly, but basically, I mean, like, if you can see, like, how many designs are on this page. And I was afraid when I first wanted to buy it that when I colored it, I would try to color in every item on his jacket a different color, or, you know, it would just be garish because it would be so busy. And I saw it recently and realized that I know how to color it now. I know it might be like, everybody else might be like, of course you just do that, but I didn't think of it. You don't color the stuff you don't want to color, you just color it the same color. So, yeah, I did this one of Ka and Mowgli. And I don't know if it's visible, but inside the snake's skin, there's just circles everywhere. They're ignored. I did not do anything. And then the entire background has Trust in Me written all over it. And I ignored it. So as silly as it is, I just never really thought about that till recently. So I went and got this book. And this was with all Neocolor 2s. I colored the entire thing with them. And then used Crayola pencils to shade in. And I use glossy accents for their eyes. And this is one of my favorite pages of this month. Then we get the rest of my favorite pages. And I have to be honest, these are my favorite pages in this book. I love everything in them. I'm very, very happy. And there's quite a few. And they're all buddy colors, because after I showed this, everybody bought these books and said, buddy color. And of course I will. And I have a couple more coming up for March. So the autumn coloring book, I did this one. And this was with the Caran d'Ache wax pastels and the glossy accents. And this was with Sarah from Chronic Coloring Down Under. And like I said, this is the wax pastels. It's when I did a couple pages with pencil, and it required a lot of extra elbow grease. So I didn't want to keep doing that. So I went with some water mediums. And I've got a little crinkle, but not much. This is one of the ones I did with pencil, and I do think they look better with the pencil. It's not worth it to keep going for me. This one was with Johanna from Jojo Sahana, and it was done with the Faber-Castell Gold Faber pencils. And yeah, I really like how he turned out too. But wait, there's more. This book is going to be full soon. This was a buddy color with Quinn from the Goblin Quinn. And it was done with Neocolor 2s only. So there's that one. And that's it for this book. Then we have the Halloween coloring book. And in this one was done with Johanna as well. See if I can pull them up for you so you can see them a little better. And this is, again, after the pencils when I realized that wasn't really working for me. So I did Ohuhu markers, fine line acrylic paint pens, Sakura Jelly Roll, Caran d'Ache Swiss color pencils, and Krita color pencils. And again, that's that package I have with the 12 and 18 count pencils. And it worked out well for me, and I'm happy with it. And then there's one in there for next month. Then I have Matchstick Mouse the Christmas coloring book. And is that, yeah, that's the only one for this month in here. This was again with Johanna. Girl, we colored a lot this month. I just realized that. I think we have more in March. Like, more than we do this month. But this is Faber-Castell Black, India Ink, and Sakura Jelly Roll. This is the first one that I had done in any of them. Oh, and I didn't add, I used some sort of glitter. What did I use? Oh, that's the Jelly Roll. Okay, I used I think it's Moonlight or Moon Dust or something. I'll have to look it up. I'll leave it in the comment or in the description if I can. But I used it all over the snow. And yeah, this is the first page I did, and I had realized that pencils were really a rough road for me with this. I don't know. I think I've used the black and the gold Faber, and that's it. So I'm going to have to try another brand. But I'll try my Prismas in here. It finally got on there. It was just very hard to get like a decent layer and a decent blend. So it's still, I like how it turned out. But those are my favorite pages for the month. And I'll be back soon with a planned video. And I have a couple other things in the works I hope you'll enjoy. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.